Hey, are you waking up today with just no energy? Like you don't want to get out of bed. Like you go to bed, you're fatigued, but then like randomly at 10 or 11 at night, you have like this burst of energy, and then you're up a little bit in the middle of the night, maybe 2 or 3 with a racing mind. But when you wake up, you are completely drained. Like you don't want to crawl out of bed, and as you go throughout your day, you have zero energy. It could be adrenal fatigue, something that has been notated for many years, but many primary care physicians just overlook or don't believe that it could be the cause of several different dysfunctions in the body. Okay, so what I want to talk about today is what is adrenal fatigue, why there are two tiny little glands that you might want to care about that when they get completely tapped out, it can cause so many problems in the body, and one of those is not wanting to get out of bed. If you're new to this channel, my name is Troy Rice. I'm an integrative medicine practitioner and naturopath, trained in several different disciplines, including functional breathing and brain health, as along with integrative medicine. So today we're going to do a deep dive on adrenal fatigue. Are you experiencing it? 3 simple home tests that you can do yourself to see where your adrenal functions are at, and then of course, as always, action steps that you can take now to recover your adrenal function and get back that energy. All right, so let's dive in. All right, so again, as we mentioned, 2 tiny glands with huge responsibilities, right? So let's talk about why they matter so much. So what are the roles of your adrenals, which are really tiny triangle looking things that are right above your left and right lung, okay? And I'm going to show an example here in a little bit, but imagine like taking your fingers and putting them right below your left and right rib cage, right where your lungs are at, and it sits right above those lungs, okay? The adrenal glands have an outside, which is considered to be the cortex, and the inside, which is the medulla, okay? The outside of the adrenals is all glandular tissue, and the inside is neurological tissue. And why that matters is because there are a lot of different hormones secreted by the adrenals, and one of those primary ones is cortisol, okay? The neurological tissue in the adrenals is part of the fight or flight response, which is related to the sympathetic nervous system and are intimately involved with the autonomic nervous system as well. The sole purpose of the adrenals are to help your body adapt to physical and mental stress, and we're going to talk about triggers for stress in the body, and a balanced lifestyle of sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system is key for modulating stress and the functions of your adrenals. There is no on-off switch, and so oftentimes when I talk with clients, they are constantly stressed out, right? Whether it's your job, your personal life, maybe you're running around with your kids. Maybe you even have like other irritations internally that's causing stress for you, even mental stress, okay? Because what we're really good at is go, 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 not actually shutting down our body and tapping into parasympathetic nervous system, which are things related to like breathing, like actually slow nasal breathing or meditation, journal writing, and all those things. And we're going to talk more about that. We're not very good at those things, right? We're always running on high steam all day. We move from one task execution to the next all the way up till we go to bed, and we never really tap into melatonin, and we're running hot on cortisol, and that is putting your adrenals in overdrive, okay? So 3 primary factors that wear down the adrenals: work, life, and emotional stress, okay? That's fear, overwhelm, anxiety, depression, PTSD, anger, low vibrations, which is low energy levels, okay? Hectic work days, constant mind engagement, like you never really shutting off, right? I used to teach downshifting methods, and if you're interested in that, please send me a message. I'll send you a free guide where you can literally do something is like opposite hand gratitude writing on a sticky note, which will allow you to downshift and switch between tasks so we're not constantly engaging the mind, all right? Excessive exercise can cause that. Poor sleep, loss of loved ones, divorce, life event, and birth of a child are all examples of that. Gastrointestinal stress, okay? Could have H. pylori, parasites, candida overgrowth, bacterial overgrowth, even good bacterial overgrowth. If you're curious, we do stool testing to see where you're at with that. IBS, SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and then also mold and fungus overgrowth as well. And then viruses, Epstein-Barr virus, Lyme, herpes, HIV, group A, which is strep throat, right? Strep, CMV, and then toxoplasma as well. Most notably, you guys are probably familiar with, is EBV and Lyme, but they can cause so much havoc and increased cortisol levels in the body, which literally not only puts stress on your adrenal glands, but shuts down the immune system, okay? So what are some signs? These are 20 signs and symptoms of adrenal fatigue, okay? So see if you can relate to any of these. Difficulty getting out of bed, fatigue not relieved by sleep. In other words, like you feel like it's sleep driving it, so then you get on a better sleep regimen and you still feel tired, right? Cravings for salt or salty foods, lack of energy, increased effort to get normal daily tasks done, decreased sex drive and libido, decreased ability to adapt to stress, increased time to recover from illness or injury. Like let's say maybe you're playing a sport like extracurricular, maybe even playing with your kids and you get injured or something, or you get knocked down from an illness or a cold, and it takes you a long time to recover. That could be a sign of adrenal fatigue. Lightheadedness while standing, mild depression, less enjoyment or happiness in life, increased PMS, which could often be related to your hormone levels, because your adrenals actually help produce estrogen, okay? And so especially if you are a woman that no longer has producing ovaries, you are actually relying on your adrenal glands to produce estrogen in addition to a little bit from your fat tissue. So your adrenal glands are absolutely critical for that, okay? No focus or brain fog, loss of memory, decreased tolerance or irritable, wake up later than usual, afternoon lows, 3 to 4 p.m., feel better after an evening meal, and decreased productivity, okay? So if you're feeling any of those could be signs, okay? Maybe even if you're feeling pain. Like what if you start to feel like a little bit of pain around your lung area and you're like, oh, man, my lungs actually feel heavy and all that. It could be your adrenals, absolutely, okay? 9 minerals that are depleted. If you get a minerals and metals test and you see any of these low signs, especially magnesium, potassium, and calcium, and then also signs of low immunity because of vitamin C, zinc, vitamin B5 is absolutely critical for the hormone pathway. It's the first step in all sex hormones: progesterone, estrogen, testosterone, even cortisol. Okay, absolutely needed. Amino acids. So in other words, when adrenals are fatigued, we're pushing amino acids out too, which we absolutely need. It's in our proteins, right? It's in our meat-based proteins, our plant-based proteins. So there's 9 essential and there's 11 non-essential. And if you're experiencing amino acid deficiencies, it could absolutely be related to adrenal fatigue, okay? So why would you care for a certain health risk? Well, adrenal fatigue has been correlated to increased risk of ulcers, heart attacks, osteoporosis, high blood pressure. We're going to talk about one of those tests that you can do where you can kind of see how that's correlated. Anxiety, depression, dysfunctional metabolism, and poor immune health, okay? So here are the simple tests you can do, all right? The Ragland's test, which literally is testing your blood pressure from a lying down state to standing up, okay? So basically you're going to lie down, you're going to take your blood pressure, and then you're going to stand up and take your blood pressure, and it should raise by 8 to 10 millimeters of mercury, which is the measurement. And if it doesn't, or it actually goes down, that means that your adrenals are not working properly and it's dysfunctional, okay? So that's one simple test. The iris test, if you take a flashlight, okay, and you shine it in your eye, and you can do this maybe by like shining your eye and looking into a mirror, okay? When you shine light in, your iris is going to constrict, right? Because it doesn't want so much light going in there, and that's a nervous system trigger actually. And so your adrenals help modulate that. So if you put a flashlight up to your eye and it restricts, but then it doesn't stay restricted and it opens back up to normal, that's actually a sign of adrenal fatigue. So check that out. That's a simple test you can do, okay? Holding your breath. If you can hold your breath, and I know like I talk a lot about functional breathing in a lot of my trainings, so this isn't your Bolt test where you hold your breath until you feel air hunger, then that's your body oxygen level test. I'm talking just Hold your breath as long as you can. Even if you feel air hunger, just see where you can take it. If you can reach a minute, excellent. If you find yourself not being able to hold your breath that long, that is a sign of adrenal fatigue, okay? So anybody that has high functioning adrenals can actually hold their breath for a long period of time. So check out those 3 simple tests. I mean, you can do all of those at home, okay? Of course, you can do more expansive tests, like there's an adrenal fatigue or stress, mood, and metabolism test that we have. I can drop the link for that as well, which will tell you like your full cortisol curve, amongst other things like your hormone, your thyroid panels, your blood markers. That will also give you indications as well. But these are 3 simple ones, okay? How can you take action today? A balanced life. So this is what it looks like, okay? So there are just, 9 balanced life remedies you can do here, okay? Here we go. Sleep mastery, so important, okay? But what does that actually mean? Consistent sleep and wake times. Within 30-minute increments, let's say you go to bed at 10 o'clock every night, 10 or 10:30, and then you wake up between 6 and 6:30. And do that repetitively. It resets your circadian rhythm, okay? So shift within 30 minutes is definitely okay. If it's 9 to 9:30, 9:30 to 10, 10 to 10:30, whatever that is, and then add 8 hours and then 30-minute increments, okay? You're shooting for 7 to 9 hours of sleep for adults, 2 hours plus of REM, 1.5 hours of deep. If you have a sleep tracking device like a Oura Ring or a Whoop strap, or even some Fitbits and Apple Watches are great. Try to shoot for those metrics. 3-2-1 rule. No food 3 hours before bed. No liquids 2 hours before bed. And try for no device use 1 hour before bed. Okay? That will reset your cortisol levels and help with sleep, but will also help your adrenals. Stress management. Journaling. Functional nasal breathing. Slow breaths in through the nose and slow breaths out through the nose or the mouth. And I have several trainings on that. So if you're looking for more for that, please reach out. I'll send you a free guide. Meditation, writing, nature walks, yoga, Qigong, Tai Chi, sauna is great, binaural beats, laughing. So watching comedy and getting laughed, connecting with others, and heart meditations, okay? Nutrition. This is just a guideline, so don't take this as the be-all, end-all. But if you're not doing anything around nutrition today, this is a great baseline, right? Shoot for whole foods 80% or more of the time, 50 to 60% fruits and vegetables, 20 to 30% healthy fats, and 20 to 25% proteins. Shoot for something in those ranges, okay? Vitamin C, absolutely critical. So I wanted to put this detail in here because this is one vitamin that you absolutely want to optimize if you're looking for adrenal function or improvement, okay? It's a cofactor for catecholamines inside the glands, which then produce serotonin, dopamine, and adrenaline. And it's also for your steroid sex hormones, including cortisol, aldosterone, and androgens, okay? All of that just by vitamin C. So what are some good sources? And there are several others. I'm just going to list a few here. Sauerkraut, bell peppers, leafy greens, berries, citrus fruits, lemons, oranges, limes, and broccoli. Okay. How about minerals, herbs, and other things? Magnesium, amazing. And I did a training just recently on how to master different forms of magnesium. I would encourage you to check that out. Ashwagandha is great. Rhodiola, passion flower, phosphatidylserine, L-theanine is absolutely amazing, and melatonin can be great too. Exercise is absolutely amazing as well. Therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, PEMF, okay? And you can get a PEMF mat for your home, or you can go to a center that has one and use it. Acupressure, you can get an acupressure mat. They have a ton of them on like Amazon. You can lay on them. They're excellent. And then acupuncture as well. Also for acupressure, you could consider what's called acupressure sandals. You actually wear them on your feet, and it puts acupressure points on the soles of your feet. So check that out. That's awesome. And then limiting caffeine and alcohol. Okay, so caffeine is a stimulant, and it can cause cortisol spikes. All right, and then caffeine or alcohol can cause toxin byproducts. How about some adrenal support supplements? So if you're like, hey, I'm just looking for a little extra kick here, what can you provide to me? In this guide, I've listed links and things, so you can consider something that's called like an adrenal soothe that has all the herbs that we talked about, or an adrenal energy support, which has the vitamins that we talked about, and a few different herbs to help out as well. So that's linked up in the guide below. I won't drain that any longer. And then as we end any training, if you are truly looking for a personalized wellness plan, because just imagine, like, I can think when I was going through this and I was chronically living in stress, like I was trying to do it all myself. And sometimes we just need an outside perspective. We need help. We need somebody to help us guide through our lifestyle, our bodies, an individualized plan that actually helps you live in a wellness suit the rest of your life, not chase health, okay? And that's what we do here. We help you build that around foundational pillars like diet, exercise, stress, toxins, recovery, emotions, and sleep, things that will help you heal adrenal fatigue. So if you're ready to dive into that journey, I would encourage you to reach out. We'd love to help you get started on a plan that is right for you, not everybody else, okay? And again, there's extra resources here. You can get started on that. There's a free de-stress guide. And then also, if you want to access good source supplements, protocols, detoxes, and labs, please reach out. So again, as always, thanks for joining me for this training. I appreciate all the support and engagement. And send me a comment below if there's a training that you're looking for, a particular health area that I can help out in. I would love to do a training on it for you. So until next time, I will see you next week.